The Toyota Auris is supposed to be the brand's mainstream compact hatchback, a 5-door runabout that epitomizes reliability, low fuel consumption, decent dynamics and good resale value. But as much as those core values remain valid today, it's the emotional content of a car that has become increasingly important, which is why Toyota is pinning its hopes on a hybrid version of the Auris. Green cars might not be top of mind right now, but the threat of global warming and its ensuing calamities is persuading more and more people to sit up and take notice. In other words, green is becoming sexy. The Auris HSD is by no means the answer to the world's environmental problems, but Toyota believes that it is a step in the right direction. It uses the same hybrid synergy drive that we already know from the Prius. But the big question is this car a viable everyday means of transport? Unlike plug-in hybrids, which can be charged overnight and run on battery power for significant distances, the Auris Hybrid Synergy Drive combines a petrol engine with an electric motor and a battery pack. When coasting or braking, the starter motor acts as a generator, which charges the battery. This allows a limited level of electric-only operation. Most of the time, though, the Auris relies on its petrol engine, while using the electric motor to boost response and performance. The exterior design is unmistakably Auris, but the HSD version gets revised upper and lower air intakes, a new front bumper with integrated fog lights, and handsome 17-inch alloy wheels. There's also a lot of blue-tinged HSD and hybrid badging. The battery pack is located at the rear and robs the car of some luggage space, leaving room for little more than a couple of overnight bags. The engine bay is occupied by a 1.8-litre Atkinson cycle engine and an electric motor. The latter is integrated into the transaxle and acts as an auxiliary power source. Drive, of course, to the front wheels via a CVT gearbox. The petrol engine is notable for its reduced friction and improved efficiency and is credited with 73 kilowatts of maximum power together with 140 newton meters of torque. If that sounds a little modest, it is, until the electric motor kicks in. The efficient synchronous electric motor brings another 60 kilowatt to the equation, together with 207 newton meters of torque. Even better, the electric motor's urge is on tap instantly. The result, a hybrid that feels sprightly and eager. That's borne out by the performance figures. The 0 to 100 km/h sprint time of the Auris HSD is under 12 seconds, top speed potential 180 km/h. But what's really impressive about this car is the fuel consumption. 3.8 litres per 100 kilometers in the combined cycle, and that's given, of course, that you drive it a bit more carefully than your average hot hatch. Indeed, much depends on driving style. Pilot the Auris sensibly and those claims seem perfectly plausible, but explore the instant-on power of the electric motor and you're unlikely to see the consumption drop below 7 litres per 100 kilometers. Drive mode options include normal, eco, power and full electric EV modes. In each case, throttle mapping and other operating parameters are adjusted to best suit the chosen mode. The gearbox is the car's only Achilles heel. It works efficiently enough, but the CVT configuration for constantly variable transmission suffers from the so-called rubber band effect, which means it sounds like the clutch is slipping while accelerating. In reality, CVT is more efficient, but it just doesn't sound right. Auris HSD buyers are rewarded with an interior that is focused on comfort with some hybrid-specific switchgear. The short electric gear shift lever, for instance, is unique, as are the drive mode buttons and a specifically configured multi-information display. The cabin's overall execution is smart and modern, with a mix of cloth and Alcantara upholstery, although the seating position is quite high, even at the lowest setting. Even so, it's comfortable and overall visibility is good too. Standard equipment is comprehensive with full support for Bluetooth, a multi-speaker CD sound system, climate control, remote central locking, keyless operation and electric windows and mirrors. The battery pack is located low down near the rear axle. Boot space is at a premium, but at least the designers have optimized the limited space that there is, and you'd be surprised how much gear can actually be stowed in there. For now, hybrid cars remain a rare sight on our roads, but they're definitely here to stay. The Auris HSD is surprisingly convincing, especially in dynamic terms, and it's also pretty good as far as fuel consumption is concerned. The fact that it's also user-friendly and very comfortable is a cherry on top.
With a frugal Atkinson cycle engine, an electric motor and an efficient CVT gearbox, the Auris HSD is a very viable option in both response and dynamic terms. Add the high level of standard kit and the decent interior space, and the Auris should be selling hand over fist, but that CVT takes some getting used to.